When you joined the book photographer course, where did you feel most stuck or uncertain?
I felt stuck with where to start first when it comes to search engine optimization. Like I
Mhm.
had learned a lot in the previous 6 months about what that even
Mhm.
is and
Yeah.
how what I was doing was actually hurting myself instead of,
Uh-huh.
helping. But then I kind of felt like, "Well, now what?" Like, now that I have that information that I could be doing it much better and helping, there are strategies for how to get my work in front of the people who want it. I didn't know
Mhm.
where to start with it. So I had the knowledge of, like, I need this, but didn't know where to start. So I think that was what, what was the question that you asked what I
Oh, I was just asking where you felt the most stuck
yeah.
and uncertain, so you did answer it, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, it
that
was just like, what next or how do I start on this path that I wanna be on?
yeah. You kinda mentioned this, the DIY stuff, because I think I mean, I
Mhm,
did that for years, and,
mhm.
I don't regret it necessarily, but I know I would have been in a different spot if I didn't, but there's no shame in that, I get it, because I did it, but what made you decide to invest instead of figuring out all on your own? What was, like, that thing for you where you're like, "No, I'm just ready to get help?"
Well, a couple things. One, I knew that, it would, expedite the process. So, like,
Mhm,
yeah, I could figure it out myself, but it would probably take years to figure out
mhm,
not only would it take longer to figure out what I could learn in the course from you,
mhm,
but that would put me way behind, like, where I could be
mhm,
if I just did the course and kind of accelerated my learning and action
mhm,
on all the stuff. So that was one piece, and also I knew you through when you were a mentor in Elena's mastermind, and
mhm,
so I had the chance to do some, group calls with you, and you just your
mhm,
style of teaching was so helpful to me is so helpful to me, and, yeah, so I already knew that I could learn a lot from you and that I connect with your style of teaching and coaching, and that's, I think, one of the most important things,
yeah.
yeah.
What is something that really surprised you about your experience inside the program? So you're still in it, you're coming more towards the end, so you've had a lot of time in it, but what is something that really surprised you about the entire experience?
How complex SEO is, honestly.
Mhm.
I, um yeah, I'm like, I don't know how I would have ever figured this stuff out on my own, actually,
Mhm.
now that I know it all. I would have thought that I could. I would have thought like, "Oh, can I do this on my
Mhm.
own? Can I learn this all on my own?" I wouldn't have really known where to
Mhm.
start, and, so I was surprised by, like, how much stuff I did not know. Like, it's the
Mhm.
feeling of, like, the more you learn, the more you realize you don't know.
Yes. Every day.
Well, felt like that with SEO, but, in the course, the more I realize I don't know, you're there to tell me how to do it all. So,
Mhm.
it's not just like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so overwhelmed. Now I'm realizing how much I don't know." It was like,
Mhm.
"Here's all the stuff you need to know to, um, to help your work get in front of the people who need to see it, and here's
Mhm.
exactly how you do it." And so, um, yeah, I guess that's what surprised me, like just how complex SEO is. And I just had, a year ago, Rebecca had no clue how
Yeah.
Google worked. Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. Do you
hmm
think you could have DIY'd this yourself knowing what you know now?
Could I have DIY'd it myself? No, honestly. I think that it wouldn't feel good to me to be spending
Mhm.
that time kind of aimlessly trying to find good resources. I'm sure
Mhm.
we've all done this where you're like
Yeah,
on
I have.
YouTube, like, how do you do
Oh,
this
yeah.
thing? And you see all these different options, and then you try this one, you don't like, the style, you try this one, you're not sure if you can trust it. It's just
Mm,
that the amount of energy and time that it would take to try to figure this stuff out on my own, I think
mhm.
would, be really, like, deflating and
Yeah.
soul sucking. So and not only that, but, like, the community piece of working on it
Mhm.
with other people who are in the program, it's hard to explain how, like, buoying that is, like, it really lifts
Mhm.
you up to
Yeah.
be lift me up to be working with other women on this stuff and to have the weekly
Mhm.
calls and just to hear other people's questions is actually really helpful, and seeing
Mhm.
what stage people are in and what they're working on. And that sense of doing it together is not something you can actually replace just
Mhm.
trying to build it yourself or figure it out yourself with YouTube or whatever
Mhm.
else. Yeah.
Why was it important for you to work on your website? Because I know a lot of people, they get inquiries on their Instagram or referrals, but it's inconsistent and it's here and there, and maybe they get a few here on Google. Like, why were you like, okay, this is my time to focus on my site? Like, what was the value in it for you, or how did you see that?
I um let's see. I guess through the mastermind with Elena,
Mhm.
I started to understand the value of
Mhm.
SEO, getting people to find you over things like social
Mhm.
media.
Yeah.
In the case of being offering photography as a service to people.
Mhm. How has your clarity or confidence changed since you started the course?
Well, I feel way more confident in knowing how to maintain my site and all the little things to do to keep it
Yeah.
healthy.
Mhm.
Yeah, to I guess I'm not sure how to explain, like, how to just maintain it so that it's has good
Mhm.
SEO and everything. And I've become more confident in knowing how to speak about my work in a way that will hopefully connect with the people who like my style, whether they know it or not. So they might not know to search for documentary family photography,
Right.
but trying to having specific tools to figure out what people are searching and what who
Mhm.
might like something similar, and then I feel more confident in figuring out how to get them to me, like
Yeah.
specific skills and tools to do that.
Can you tell me a little bit about how that's shifted for your business since you've started that? Like, do you feel like the people that you're attracting are the ones that really love your work, or like your website's doing the heavy lifting for you? Like, they're seeing what you offer, how it works, all those things, and when they inquire, they like, okay, like this is great. Like, less questions. Like, how has that changed
For
for you?
sure. Yeah, less questions and just having a much smoother, experience for them from
Mhm.
the moment of, like, landing on my website to deciding
Mhm.
whether they wanna inquire, and then deciding that they want to book, and then leading right up to, during, and after their session. All of that
Mhm.
feels so much smoother, and it feels more, I'm, like, hesitant to say the word, luxury, but, like, luxurious, like, you're taken care, like, I feel like
Mhm.
they're taken care of,
Mhm.
and yeah, I think that that's because of how you've helped me learn how to
Mhm.
design the website so that there are fewer questions. I mean, it used to be that someone would reach out to me by email, say they want family photos, we go back and forth about it. I try to figure out, is it the right style? It just didn't feel,
Mhm.
I think I had this knowing that it needed to be more professional in some way. And I like knew I wanted to get to a different point, but I wasn't quite sure what that could look like. And so you
Mhm.
helped me get there.
Yeah. And do you feel like it's more of a luxury for you? Do you feel like you can be a little more hands off and really have a little bit more time freedom now that you know like that is working for you always in the background, and then when somebody is there, they already have like most of the information through the entire process. Now you have a workflow. Like, how has that helped you?
Yes. Yeah, it's helped because it saves time and just energy wondering, like, is everything going to go smoothly? Obviously, you can't totally predict it, but the fact that
Mhm.
they've had all their questions answered, a lot of it just by the website, and
Mhm.
um, most of it by the website actually. And then
Mhm.
obviously, if they have questions in the booking process, you like speak with them individually. But it's been, yeah, it has saved time and energy, and time
Mhm.
is money. It frees up time for focusing on other things. And just the feeling of being more organized
Yeah.
has been really wonderful. It helps me to be more organized in other areas of my life and business, honestly.
Yeah, it is nice. I remember feeling that way once I had that working for me too. It was like I
Yeah.
can like it's working. Like, this is
Yeah.
what I wanted it to do. This is how I wanted
Yeah.
my business to feel.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
So people think a lot of times like a program like this is just about SEO and like website fixes, but what do you feel, or what did you discover it's actually about? Like, it is about that, but it's more.
It's about, getting to a place in your life that you dream about, I think,
Mhm,
for me, that's like, so yes, people want to improve their SEO, but why? It's like I
mhm,
keep thinking of
mhm,
what's the why underneath. Okay, so like that my
mhm,
business is more streamlined and it's more clear, but why? Okay, so I have
mhm,
more
mhm,
time for, to focus on other things within my business and without of my business, without
mhm,
or outside of my business. And so why? Oh, so I'm like have more ease and
mhm,
peace and time for creativity and in my life, and just digging deeper to like the why beneath. Okay, so why does it matter that you have good SEO? So for me it's about
mhm.
like I want more freedom and flexibility and time and resources to be able to spend time with like the people I love,
Yeah.
and that's kind of what it comes down to for me.
Yeah, I think that's what it is for a lot of people. They start
Yeah.
this business because they love photography, but they also really dream about having this freedom of creating their own schedule and their time. So I love that
Yeah.
you are feeling that because that does feel unreal. It is,
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but it feels magical.
Yeah, it does feel magical. And there is also the like, when you have your own time, it's a little like, ooh, now that I have this freedom and flexibility,
Mhm,
I have to be organized about it. Like I have to be a good boss
mhm,
to myself.
mhm,
And so the like having, I guess I said this before, but like the structure of the program and the structure
mhm,
of, okay, this is how you continue even after the program, working on your SEO and
mhm,
your website and your systems and everything. Um, yeah, that just helps. Yeah, keep everything organized, and it helps me to be a good boss for myself,
mhm.
because it helps just clarify everything I
Yeah,
need to be doing. I'm not just like, how do I, what should I be doing in this moment, or what should I focus on?
yeah. You're not
Um,
flailing and
not
guessing. You,
flailing. Yeah. Hmm.
yeah. What do you feel like refining your website and your messaging, how did this impact your bookings and your inquiries and the people you're working with?
So it was like almost humorous in the fall. This was my first fall, and fall, especially around here, I live in the New England area, is
Mhm.
busy for family photography. But
Yeah.
I remember one moment, Jamie, where I was like playing with my dog and I checked my email, which not ideal that
Mhm.
I'm like flipping through my phone while, with
Mhm.
a loved one. And I was like, oh my God, I was already feeling a little overwhelmed with how many bookings I had in that month. It was also school photography month. I do school photography,
Mm.
and I just felt really busy. And like I opened my email and I saw like two new um inquiries and bookings. Like they had inquired and then just gone right through and booked. And I had
Mhm.
this moment of like, oh my God, can I do this all? And
Mhm.
it's not like that's happening every week or every month. Like right now
Yeah,
it's
sure.
slower, of course. So I know that some of that was the season, but that had never happened before. And so and I was
Mhm.
a month into the course probably.
Mhm.
So I had gotten some systems in place it would have been so much more overwhelming if
Mhm.
I wouldn't have been getting those inquiries without having done the course.
Mhm.
But say I had, that would have been, um, too overwhelming to, like, deal with, to have to keep track of them and,
Yeah.
separately and
You didn't have
reply
the system
personally
in
to
place yet.
everything. So
Yeah.
I've gotten yeah, I rank higher, on Google. I've gotten more inquiries for sure,
Mhm.
and I have more clarity about what I wanna be offering and what I can charge and all
Mhm.
that stuff.
That's amazing. I'm so happy for you.
Thank
So, a few questions before we wrap up. And I want to talk about just, you know, you and your business, but what are
you.
you most proud of about your growth, like personally, but also in your business this last
Mhm.
year?
I'm proud of, like, going for it, and maybe that sounds kind of cheesy. I
Mhm,
think it felt like a real risk for me,
mhm,
and sometimes I feel like, it's a little bit of an alternative route. I don't have the 9 to 5 job with the salary and all of that, and so I'm really proud of myself for just going for it and putting a lot of time and energy into the dream, and
mhm,
so I'm proud of that,
mhm,
and in my business, I don't know, I guess of course, I'm proud of, like, where my website's at, and, um, I think I'm just proud of creating images that show people something about themselves that they may not see.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I think photos can, yeah, tell a story, and I love creating something unique for people that
Mhm.
um, can can create meaning for them and their family and help preserve their family stories and stuff like that. So I'm proud of
Yeah.
the type of photography I do.
Yeah, and you should be, it's really beautiful.
Thank
It's
you.
very unique and it's very beautiful. I know there's other documentary photographers out there, but,
Mhm.
um, I do think each is very unique in their own way, and it's
Totally.
very beautiful. Mhm.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
So what would you tell for, like, somebody listening that is considering, like, getting help, things like that in their business? What would you say what is the student that it's most helpful for?
Um, what's a student that it's most helpful for? I think someone who is ready to do the work,
Yeah.
who knows that they thrive with community and support versus just
Mhm.
working on by themselves and figuring it all out on their own.
Mhm.
Um, and I think it's for someone who wants like a faster track to whatever the dream is that has them working on building their photography business. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah.
What would you say to somebody who might be a little bit hesitant to invest in in themselves, either in this program or ever really in their
Yeah.
business growing like that?
I mean, I guess first I would say that it will pay for itself. You know, you'll make the money back. I understand the hesitation. It's
Yeah.
yeah, I really get it. And
Yeah.
if it's something that you know, like in your heart is connected, will help you get
Mhm.
further along on the path to the vision you have for yourself and the dream you have for yourself, then investing in yourself will help you get there faster, and you will make the money back.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is scary though, but I have
Yes.
been a student a lot, and I know, like, the moment before I say yes, I feel like I'm standing at the edge of a cliff, and then once
Yeah.
I do it, it's like once I say yes or click the button or whatever, it's like there's a relief because 'cause I'm like, "Well, now I'm doing it." And
Yeah.
it's like now I'm
I
excited.
know.
So the fear turns into excitement.
I actually remember we had, like, our discovery call, you told me more about the program,
Mhm.
and I was like, "Can I just take the weekend to think about it?" And I saw a good
Mhm.
friend of mine that weekend who, you know,
Mhm.
she's like a life coach and all this stuff, and she's
Mhm.
always has a really helpful perspective, and I was like, "I'm just," you know, I told her about trying to decide about the course,
Mhm.
and she was like, "Do you think you will stop thinking about it?" It was something like that. She was like, "Are you
Mhm.
gonna stop thinking about the course?" And I was like,
Mhm.
"No. If I decide not to do it, I'll keep wondering
Mhm.
and wondering and wondering about it because I
Mhm.
knew that it would be so valuable." So
Yeah.
I think in my head, I was making it about I was oversimplifying it, making it just about, a financial decision in that moment, and it can
Mhm.
be scary to invest and all that stuff,
Mhm.
but when I realized, like, that it was actually the money stuff was the only thing that was holding me back,
Yeah.
it's like, "Okay." It was really helpful to set that aside for a minute and be like, "No, no, I
Yeah.
really wanna do this. I
Yeah.
do have the money to do it." And so, uh,
Mhm.
and no, I wouldn't stop thinking about it. So I was like, "Oh, there's
Yeah.
no option. I guess I have to do it then."
Yeah. Yeah, I've been there too with other programs. I'm like, "I'm gonna think about this," and I thought about one that it was the biggest investment I made. I thought about it for over a year, and then one day I was like, This is it. I gotta do it." And it was
Yeah, if you keep
terrifying, but
thinking about
yeah.
yes, right. How did
Yeah.
that one go?
I'm glad. Oh, it changed my life. Yeah. They all
Yeah,
did. I mean, I feel like where I'm at now is just accumulation of everything I've ever taken, but also the trial and errors that I've had because I
yeah,
think that's just as important, when you're struggling, because
yeah,
you're still gonna struggle even when you're, like, making it. It
mhm,
is important to know that those moments you are learning so much, and if I didn't have those times, I wouldn't be able to teach people or even understand, what that's
yeah,
like because they do, and I've been there, and my growth was slow, so I
yeah,
do get it. So I love that you mentioned that because I've
yeah.
felt the same way.